First day back to reality. First day after South by Southwest. Jamey, it was great to see you in Austin this year at the biggest interactive festival around. We walked away with some really cool themes and thought we would share some of those things here. You and we shared some of our notes and of course talking in person, but one of the things that we noticed right away was how the big pharmaceutical brands showed up this year.
Yeah, it was a big year, and it was exciting. I thought there was a real evolution this year in the way they showed up, and it was so cool to see them show up on the stage with different brands. You saw them sitting on the stage with Delta and EO, which is a cosmetics brand, and sitting there having conversations with non-traditional, unexpected voices, which I think really set them up for producing really great content. That wasn't necessarily what you would expect at South by Southwest.
Yeah, when I noted that they're on the podcast stage, that they were recording everything, they were getting all this evergreen content. One of the bills that you mentioned even was that it feels like they're trying a lot of different content types to see what's going to be getting the best engagement for them, which is a very sound strategy. Really brilliant. Some of the other things that we saw, of course, were various therapeutic areas, and cancer was really on stage this year.
Yeah, cancer had a really big year. There was a really big range of topics this year, but cancer sort of clearly bubbled to the top. And I think what resonated and what was so cool about it was just how many non-traditional brands and voices were in those conversations. You saw hospital systems, City of Hope was part of those conversations, ASCO, American Cancer Society, and it gave an opportunity to give voice from a patient perspective. Even Nord was there talking rare disease, which all pediatric cancers are rare diseases, right? So it was a really, really cool new perspective that we hadn't really seen at South by before.
I really liked hearing some of those patient voices. There was a great session on rebranding cancer and listening to what patients actually feel about some of the words we use, like fight cancer, and how that helps perpetuate a scary feeling. So great learnings on content for our clients too. I really appreciated that. And we would be remiss if our recap and our reports did not mention those two little initials AI, because that was a big focus, as one can imagine, at an interactive festival.
Yeah, AI, right? Well, just about everybody had something to say about AI, which is no surprise, but it showed up in the context of the conversations that we were having. They weren't necessarily dedicated standalone sessions the way they were in the past. And I think that speaks to the fact that this is already showing up and being used in the way that, marketers are using this, the way that healthcare practitioners and healthcare systems are using it. And it's really now something that's real for people. It's not this theoretical thing.
Yeah, the call to action definitely was from a lot of different sources, and people saying up and down the patient and HCP journey, whenever we can use artificial intelligence to help, we should. It's ultimately going to become more time for that patient-doctor interaction when we can gain some of that valuable extra time. So it was a great festival, lots of learnings, and I'm hopeful for next year. How about you?
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Huge progression this year in voice and breadth of topic and the way that brands showed up all over the place on lots of different stages with lots of different voices. And I'm excited to see how it changes for next year.
Excellent. Great to partner with you, Jamey.
Yeah, you too, Joe.